Is your engine shaking, misfiring, and flashing a check engine light with the code P2318? This code tells you that the computer sees a low voltage problem in the primary control circuit of ignition. Now, do not panic about the letter G just yet. In the automotive world, manufacturers assign letters to cylinders, so you will need to look up a firing order chart for your specific truck or car to see which cylinder is G. Usually, it corresponds to the 7th cylinder in the firing order, but always double check. The primary circuit is the wiring that feeds battery voltage to the ignition coil itself, not the thick wire that goes to the spark plug. When this circuit fails, the coil cannot build up the energy needed to create a spark, meaning that cylinder is dead. You are going to feel a rough idle, a significant loss of power, and you will see your fuel economy tank. The computer might even disable the fuel injector for that cylinder to protect the catalytic converter. The causes here are often electrical. It could be a blown fuse or a bad relay that powers the ignition system. We also see this a lot in vehicles that have been sitting for a while, where mice or squirrels have chewed through the wiring harness on top of the engine to stay warm. A defective ignition coil is also a very common culprit. To troubleshoot this, you need a digital multimeter. First, swap the ignition coil from cylinder G with a different cylinder. Clear the codes and drive. If the code moves to the new cylinder, the coil is bad. If the code stays at cylinder G, the problem is in the wiring or the computer. Use your meter to check for battery voltage at the coil connector with the key on. If you have no voltage, trace it back to the fuse box. If you have voltage and ground, the problem might be the signal coming from the computer. You can use a test light to see if the computer is pulsing the ground signal while the engine is cranking. If there is no pulse, you might have a broken wire between the coil and the computer, or a bad driver inside the computer itself. Ignoring this can damage your catalytic converter permanently. So if you are not sure which cylinder is which, or how to test a circuit under load, it is best to hand this off to a certified mechanic who has the wiring diagrams for your specific make and model.